Hi guys. Okay. So we have been terribly lax since we've been back home from the Appalachian Trail with posting videos and updating content. Sorry. It's not that we haven't been doing anything. We visited, we did a little trip through New Mexico, and we did a portion of the Florida Trail, and I'll post that video. Florida Trail was actually a very short little bit. We took our girl Charlie with us, and she was even more out of shape than I was. So she actually developed a pretty raw spot on her paw, and we ended up cutting that short. So, but it was some pretty parts, and it was fun-ish. It was a little more with the very end section of the northern terminus, so it was a lot more road walk than I was interested in. And the beach walk was tough too, to tell you the truth. But it was some amazing views. And then we'll do the video of New Mexico, which was a really different landscape and quite gorgeous. We went to visit some friends out there, and in between that, we've been visiting grandchildren and children. And I've been back home and painting and just getting fat. We're getting ready right now to actually go for a walk, and hopefully it's a long one because I need it. And aside from that, we have also committed to, no idea what 2025 is going to hold for us, but we have committed to starting the Appalachian Trail again in 26. So we'll see how that goes, starting from the southern section and going up. Yes, I'm going to start again. We'll see. Outside of that, I'll see if maybe Bill wants to talk a little bit about how we feel about our decision doing the flip-flop, starting the trail as a flip-flop, gear changes, anything we might do different, that sort of thing. So we'll see if he wants to talk about that a little bit on our walk. Probably not, because his legs are longer. We'll see. Anyway. Later. Okay. I thought we might answer questions that I don't know that anyone asked us about our hike. What do you think? Okay. Something that I have wondered since this was like Bill's, mainly his little dream.
Goal.
Okay, goal. So our decision to do a flip-flop, starting later in the year, starting at the, not the actual, but sorry, there's traffic, we're walking. What is that? What do you call the halfway point? But it's not the real halfway point. Harper's Ferry. Whatever. I know the name of it, but it's not the actual. It's like anyway, what the hell ever. Anyway, it doesn't matter. So we started there. We went north and we came back and we started south, and then the hurricane came.
Did it come?
Yeah. And it brought destruction and havoc, and we ended up getting off the trail. So here is my question. Do you think now you would have started in the south and gone north?
Hindsight's always 2020.
No? Okay.
I enjoyed the hike. Harper's Ferry up to the north. I enjoyed that. I enjoyed the people we met. And that's part of it. You can say, I wish I'd have started in the south and went north, but then we wouldn't have met the people we met. And the trail's a trail, but the people you meet along the way are really better than the trail.
We could have met cooler, better people, though. You never know.
Can you meet cooler than Blue's Clues and
I don't know. We did.
And Hot for Teacher.
We did have some good people.
And don't forget Courage.
Yeah. So that was just one of my curiosities. This having kind of been his plan. Sorry, we're also we're walking the dog too. And she's not well trained to heel. I mean, she's enjoying the smells. I disappointed in my performance? No, actually, I was surprised by my
I was
performance.
tickled with your performance.
I did get tired. No, I did not love it. Well, a lot of parts I didn't love. It was a lot of effort for a little payoff for me, simply because I didn't have any real interest in enjoy just the physical goal of it. Rural traffic. But overall, I had right around 1,000 miles. So
Much quieter back road now.
yeah, and our youngest son called us to report on life events at his house. So yeah, I had right around 1,000 miles completed. Bill got
16, 1,700, around 16, I don't know.
so he's much closer to actually
I was
completing.
I was probably less than 400 miles, or right at 400 miles to Springer when we had to come off.
But we still had a section in the north.
So yeah.
Okay, now disappointments for me. I felt like I put in a lot of effort. And so, yes, when we got to the north, there are obviously some, really famous and highlight locations that are, I guess, kind of iconic for the trail. And yes, I was disappointed that after I had put in the work to get to that area, that we didn't complete those. Like, I wanted to do Mount Washington, and obviously I was actually looking forward to the 100-mile wilderness and Mount Katahdin, and we didn't get those, and I do want to do those, and that was actually really disappointing for me. But my body gave out. It really did. My knees were shot, and he looked like a skeleton. And at the point we came off in Maine, we needed to. So
It was health and decisions, and was always finished well. That doesn't mean finished well. It means finished with a relatively healthy body.
yeah. So anyway, I hope we go back and get those. I think we'll try.
I'm going back.
Okay. And then gear-wise, it's really hard to do a gear video for me. It's something that kind of, once you get on trail, and it's hard to advise people as well. My advice on that is go as light as possible. But also, there is a measure of comfort that is...
Just like...
Ow. There's a measure of comfort that was necessary for me, so it was worth the extra weight. But gear is kind of fluid because it changes. Sometimes you have gear failure. You may change your shoes.
I never wore the same kind of shoes.
No.
That's why I used 4 different shoes. I used the Hoka's Speedgoat 5s, that fell apart. I've actually got an older pair on right now that haven't fallen apart yet. Then I used the Ultras. I can't remember what brand they were. And then I went to some more Hokas that were a better Hoka that lasted a long time. They were really good. And then I finished up in Topos, and the Topos would have got me to Georgia.
No. And I had just 2 pair. I had the Hoka Anacapa mid that were rock stars for me.
700 miles.
I got 7. That was too many miles on them, but we kept waiting for. I'm trying to get just a little bit ahead of Granddaddy Longlegs there, so that we're both in the screen.
Okay. But they lasted from Harper's Ferry to Mount Killington.
Yeah, but I kept trying to get to a place where I could try on the Topos, and we never found an outfitter that had the Topos. So I finally just broke down and ordered. I did some research and ordered a pair and finished out what I finished in those. To me, of the sections that we did, my very favorite, damn it, was, I think Massachusetts. Still.
Was your favorite?
Yeah.
Out in Connecticut, where they meet.
Yes. That was my favorite section. There were a lot of good views and at some peaks, summits, and that sort of thing as we went farther north. But as far as just a prolonged section, full day or whatever, the day we did the 3 different peaks, mountains in the same day, was probably, even though I was so tired and pushed farther than my body wanted to, that probably was my favorite day, because that was the day we came out on the ledge, I think.
Yep.
And it was just breathtaking. It was beautiful, and I loved it. So yeah, we're not done, and I'll get the wee bit of the Florida Trail out there for you guys, and our little loop around New Mexico.
Yeah, New Mexico is nice. It was it's a different kind of pretty. Really enjoyed it. The Florida Trail, we only did the road walk part, and I didn't enjoy it.
We didn't enjoy
it. It was way too hot for the road walk part, and I think if you're doing the Florida Trail and you get to that, it's probably just something you do because it's there, because it wasn't much of a view. You're just walking down the road, basically, or the beach.
Mm-hmm.
It's not fun walking down the beach with a backpack.
No. And I had reported earlier in the video that Charlie was more out of shape even than I was, and she didn't have quite as much fun. So
yeah, her feet actually got a little, not brutalized, but they were very tender for several days.
yeah, she had one paw that was a little really raw, a little bloody, so we had to nurse her a little bit. So anyway, we'll have to be more careful. As much as she loves it, she wouldn't quit. So we have to watch for her. I guess that's it. What was your favorite piece of gear?
My hiking sticks. I don't think I could hike the trail without hiking sticks.
No, definitely.
I mean,
Okay, so here's the debate on hiking sticks also. For me, definitely necessary on the really deep descents.
Yep.
And extremely beneficial in the inclines as far as just spreading out the fatigue, like use of muscles. So you can use your arms to help pull up a little bit, and oh, Charlie. Y'all wait a minute, I'll show you. Charlie. Mud hole. All right, well, I hope she feels better now.
Well, the hike sticks are pretty much useless in the whites and all that, but most of the hike, they're not necessary, but they are really a luxury, and they're very helpful. It helps me get my rhythm when I'm walking with the sticks, and it just...
Oh, and I actually do better on the flats if I don't use my poles. I would tend to slow down if I used my trekking poles on the flats or the straightaways, that sort of thing. So I ended up carrying them most of the time through that sort of thing, because I would find myself going slower using the poles. My favorite item, luxury item, was the FlexTail air pump. Yes. I know, what is it, Kyle hates hiking, thinks it doesn't understand the use of it, but man, we had 2 air mattresses, air pads that we had to blow up
and we loaned it out
every night, and we loaned it to other people. It's great also, mine has a little light on it. It was great for blowing the few fires that I managed to get. It was great for blowing a little air on your fire and saving your lungs. Yeah, totally worth the few small little ounces that it weighed to carry it. I think that's really it. Oh, what would we change? We would probably upgrade a tent.
We would definitely get a lighter tent. That was the one item that was really just, it was heavy. It was the tent that was agreed upon. Comfort
Well, it's
level.
one we had.
But it was very easy to put up. It held up wonderfully. It was heavy. It was heavy, and we may have to adjust. We're going to have to adjust that. We have to go to separate tents. Now, with that being said, I enjoyed sleeping in the shelters when they weren't crowded, because I don't like taking the tent down in the mornings. I don't mind putting it up, but it's just, I hate taking it down in the mornings.
And it's just a measure of more work for you. See, I do all the work at night, doing the pads and all of that stuff. Well, he didn't want to do his point. That's fine. I didn't love the shelters because as a female on trail, yes, it's easier to throw it down there, but there's no privacy. So when you're...
That's one reason we didn't do the hammocks, was privacy also.
Well, I mean, even if the hammock, I've got my...
Somewhat.
Yeah, I can, my tarp covers, all you see is like below my knees or something, so I could change clothes there. But when you're in the shelter, you're like trying to get out of clothes and get in clothes in your sleeping bag or under your quilt or whatever, and it's just, it's not ideal.
It's because you slept till 9 every day.
Did not. There was never a day we slept till 9.
Nope, not a single day.
No. Not even in a hotel.
Nope.
Anyway. So yeah, we had different opinions on a lot of things on the trail. But yeah, I think I just watched Colorado Trail the other day. I was like, that's less than 500 miles. It looked beautiful. We can do that.
Yeah, it was actually a really good trail with really good views and all that stuff, wasn't it?
Yeah. I'm willing to give it a go. But yeah, 2025, we don't have anything planned right now.
Kind of working on a Pinhoti Trail.
Somebody's working on something.
I'm thinking about that, but it depends on whether we end up in Florida babysitting grandkids all summer.
Yeah, we got some. We're waiting. We're waiting to find out some stuff to finalize plans for 2025. But 2026, back on the AT, and we'll fill you in on anything we do in between now and then. If you have any questions, post them. We'll come back and try to answer those. Otherwise, for any of you that watched, thank you. I didn't love a lot of it, but I did enjoy my time there. I kind of do. There is a certain relaxation of your brain that happens on trail that when you come back, you really do miss. So, I don't like people.
You don't like hiking either.
I do like hiking. I did not like through hiking. I did not like every day just getting up.
And yet you want to do it again in 2026.
Well, I guess I'm maybe a little better prepared mentally for that. I don't know. Anyway, we'll see.
And the mental state is a very important. You can be as healthy as you want to be, but if you're not mentally right.
Oh yeah, absolutely. It's a mental game because I went in not really in shape for it at all. So that's one thing, even as a person who didn't have any real interest as far as completing it for the physical goal of just having completed it, I did pretty damn good. So my brain hung in there long enough to get not quite half.
Yeah, but you may have gotten half. And we know you did over 1,000.
Yeah.
You may have done 1,100.
So anyway.
We'll sit down one day and figure out exactly how many miles we did. If you don't, the miles really weren't important.
Yeah.
What was important was I had a good time. She had a good time overall. And the people we met, they were awesome. We were talking about hindsight the other day. The red-headed British guy from Lower Alabama.
No. Yeah, that's in one of the videos. You'll see. It's kind of making fun of us Southern Americans, but that's okay.
The memories of the people are far more vivid than the memory of the trail.
So, anyway, looking forward to reconnecting. Hopefully we can reconnect with some of the people that we met, that we spent a good bit of time with. We get Bill back in the frame here.
Give me the slowest walk ever.
Okay. Well, I'm going to quit videoing so I can walk
never gonna
faster.
get there.
We're never going to get there. Later, guys.
Cheers.
Even on the walks, guys. Even on the walks. Picked up this poof ball mushroom, fungi. And it looks like a hard-boiled egg. Cool.